All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about a persuasion tactic that's so common, I guarantee you've fallen for it, probably more than once. It's a powerful little trick that plays on a very simple human quirk. We absolutely hate backing out of a deal once we've said yes. Seriously, think about it. You find an amazing price on a hotel room, you click book, and then the resort fees and taxes pop up. Or a friend asks if you can help them move, you say sure, and then you find out it's on a Saturday at 8 a.m. You get that little pang of annoyance, right? But you probably went along with it anyway. So why do we do that?
Well, here's the thing. That whole experience, it's not a bug, it's a feature. It's often a deliberate strategy designed to get you to stick with a decision, even after it's not such a great deal anymore. And it all starts by getting you to agree to an offer that just seems too good to pass up.
It kicks off with that amazing feeling, you know? You found the perfect thing at the perfect price, you feel smart, you feel like you won, and most importantly, you've made a commitment in your head. You've mentally shaken on it, you've clicked the button, you said the word yes. And then, just moments after you've committed, bam, the catch. All of a sudden, there's a new piece of information, a processing fee you didn't see coming, a little detail that makes it way less convenient. The deal just got worse. Now, logically, you should probably walk away, right? But what's so weird is, most of us don't. So why on earth do we stick with these deals that suddenly sour? To really get it, we have to look at this classic and kind of brilliant experiment from psychology that just lays the whole thing bare. So picture this, it's 1978. A team of researchers led by the famous psychologist Robert Cialdini goes around asking college students a really simple question. Hey, would you be willing to participate in a study about thinking processes? That's it, no other details. And a lot of them said, yeah, sure. But here's the kicker. It was only after they had already said yes that the researchers dropped the bomb. Oh, by the way, it's at 7 o'clock in the morning. For a college student, that is a huge cost. That's practically the middle of the night. And this is where it gets absolutely wild. For the students who were told about the 7 a.m. start time from the very beginning, only about 24% agreed to do it. Makes sense. But for the group that said yes first and then found out the time, an incredible 56% of them actually dragged themselves out of bed and showed up at 7 a.m. Just getting that initial yes more than doubled the number of people who followed through. So this incredibly powerful effect we just saw in that experiment, yeah, it has a name, and it's a technique that you see used absolutely everywhere once you know what to look for. It's called the low ball technique. It's super simple. You get someone to agree to a really attractive offer. Then, after they've committed, you change the terms to be less attractive. And just like we saw in the experiment, because they already said yes once, they're way more likely to stick with it. So the big question is, why does this work so well? It all comes down to this deep, fundamental drive we have for consistency. Once we make a choice, we feel this powerful internal pressure to stick with it. Our brain literally starts building up reasons to justify our decision, and backing out feels like failing. We don't want to be inconsistent. And this powerful need to be consistent, it can be turned into a kind of trap. A trap that's actually built on a very straightforward two-step process. When you boil it all down, it's just two simple moves. First, you get the commitment. You get that initial yes when the offer is easy and attractive. Then, and this is crucial, only then, do you introduce the real cost, the inconvenient part. The order is everything. And that right there, that sequence, is the single most important thing to remember from this whole explainer. If you remember one thing, make it this. Commitment first, cost second. That is the secret sauce. Because by the time you learn about the hidden fees or the early start time, you've already pictured yourself doing it. You've already invested your mental energy. You've told yourself it's a good idea. You're not just considering an offer anymore. You're defending a decision you've already made. You're hooked. So now that you know the playbook, the real fun begins. Where are you going to spot it first? Is it going to be at a car dealership with a sticker price that doesn't include fees? On a sales call with a special introductory offer? Or maybe, just maybe, in a simple request from a friend who asks for a tiny favor? Once you see the pattern, you'll start seeing it everywhere.